Hello, you're watching the Valley Star News, and I'm Mickie Shaw, the Star's multimedia editor. Today we have a very special interview with the Los Angeles Valley College's new president, Dr. Barry Gribbons. Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, my pleasure.
First thing I'd like to talk to you about is your career at the College of the Canyons. Now, your last 4 years there, you were Deputy Chancellor?
Yes,
correct?
I was.
So what else did you do while you were there? Because you were there for 19 years, right?
I was. I started out as Dean of Institutional Development, which included research planning and grants. Mm-hmm. And then I also oversaw technology. So my job changed to Vice President of Institutional Development and Technology. And over the years, my responsibilities expanded from time to time, but always included planning and research.
What did you do as a dean when you were there, exactly?
Well, I oversaw all the institutional research and all the planning, which included Educational Facilities Master Plan and strategic plan, as well as department planning.
Okay.
And also I helped secure grants for the college to help promote programs.
What is it that you're most proud of your accomplishments at COC?
I think having a planning process that was inclusive and integrated was one of the major accomplishments. And if I can offer a second one too, that was working with many members of the campus community in establishing some open dialogues so folks can have a venue to talk about conversations that sometimes might be difficult.
What were some of those conversations?
Most recently, we had been having conversations about whether or not to have an armed presence on the campus. Historically, the college hadn't. And we had several different types of dialogues, slightly different formats, but different opportunities for the campus community to provide input into that decision about having an armed presence. And it was interesting because that's a great example where it was really important to get a lot of different perspectives, because people came to the college from different backgrounds and different experiences with firearms and with safety and security issues. And by having really broad conversations that allowed different people to give input, it helped having the most comprehensive understanding of the issues and shaping the direction.
Now, why did you want to come to Valley?
It's a great college, and I hadn't originally been looking at colleges in the LA Community College District, but early last spring, I was talking with one of my friends who recently became a college president here in LACCD, and she was sharing with me, this is Sahar, she was sharing with me how wonderful it was and how wonderful LACCD was. So that got me to look at the LA Valley College position a little bit more closely. I talked with a lot of different folks about LA Valley College, and ultimately decided that it was a really great college with wonderful opportunity, wonderful potential, and I decided to come.
What was one of the wonderful things that your friend had commented on that was like, yeah, I'd like to do this and work over there?
Well, most of her comments were about the district and working within the district, and how the leadership of the district really was strong, and that she enjoyed working with the district folks, the chancellor specifically, and how it would be neat to have us all working together and collaborating.
So far, how do you like LA Valley so far?
Well, I have to say it's exceeded my expectations. The welcoming that I've received from the campus community really has been wonderful. I'm deeply appreciative of how welcoming everyone's made me feel, and how everyone's really made me feel at home. It's also been a treat to get to know all the different programs. I knew a few before I came to Valley College as I was doing research about the college, But as I've gone to the different departments and been to different events, it's really been a treat to see just how many gems there are in the different instructional programs as well as the support programs. Valley College really is wonderful.
What are you going to bring to the Valley that hasn't already been done?
Well, I've had a lot of experience with enrollment management. I've led or co-led the enrollment management efforts at College of the Canyons for a long time. I think it's been over 15 years. And I think that I can bring some fresh insights and perspectives into the enrollment efforts here at Valley College to help advance and make sure that we're reaching out and serving the entire community.
Have you been able to manage your way around all the construction projects that we've got going here? And what do you think of all this as revitalizing Valley College?
I think that the buildings are a wonderful opportunity. The scale of the construction projects really is quite amazing. That we have 3 major buildings, one currently under construction, the VAC, another one that is in the final stages of the planning phase, academic building number 2, and a third academic complex 1, phase 1. That's towards the beginning of the planning phase. Those create just amazing opportunities to shape the college for decades to come.
Now we have to, because we're right next to the Bungalows, I was wondering what's the status of that and what will be constructed there once those are removed?
Yeah, so the Bungalows, the demolition has started. It'll be about a 6-month process, and we're just a couple of weeks into it. So in just 6 short months, all of the bungalows will be removed. The status of what will go in that on that site hasn't been determined. We had a draft plan for an addendum to the facility master plan, but we started some conversations a few weeks ago about reshaping that a bit. And we had a variety of folks from the campus community come together at our facility planning committee and share some ideas of ways that we can improve that master plan addendum. We're meeting again later this week, and we're going to continue to review that plan to see how best we can make it for the long-term success of the college and how the college is really situated to serve the community. I bring that up because some of the options that were presented, that were discussed in that meeting, relate to that site specifically, but no decisions have been made.
Okay. Now you commented that you feel there's some real gems here at Valley. I did a story last semester on an undocumented Valley student. So I'm kind of curious now that the President Trump has canceled DACA, what will the policy be for Valley College?
Our policy is simple. We serve all members of our community, regardless of their status. So we're here to serve everybody as best we can, and that won't change.
Okay. I'd like to talk a little bit about your story. Where did you grow up? Are you from LA County area? I
am. I've actually lived in LA County my whole life. I grew up in Santa Clarita, okay, and I went to high school here in the Valley, also
which one?
Alameda.
Okay.
I also went to college at Cal State Northridge after College of the Canyons.
Okay.
And then I lived downtown and around the west side while I was in graduate school and after, before returning to Santa Clarita. So I've been around the area for my whole life.
What did you study over at, you went to USC, correct? Did you
I
have
did.
Your master's and your doctorate there?
I did, yeah.
Now you worked there at USC and UCLA. What were you doing at those two institutions?
At USC, I was evaluating the programs for in student affairs. I also, while I was a graduate student, taught some courses for them too. At UCLA, I was doing research on large-scale urban reform, research and evaluation on large-scale urban reform efforts.
Okay.
And also statewide assessment systems, especially related to Title I.
When you were consulting for the U.S. Department of Education, what aspect were you consulting on there?
That was mostly for the large-scale assessment, so statewide assessment systems. Since the 60s, the U.S. Department of Ed has had a variety of efforts to help improve urban education. And a lot of that in most recent decades had a focus on accountability and how to use statewide assessment systems to hold schools accountable in their effectiveness in serving students. So I provided some support to the states as well as the U.S. Department of Ed on how best to do that, how to measure things like adequate yearly progress and use multiple measures to make decisions.
Under which administration was this?
Oh gosh.
Or what year? Whichever one's easier.
This was from 1995 to 1999.
So that would be Clinton, right? President Clinton, 95? Or was it Bush? Yeah, it would be President Clinton,
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
It was Clinton, yeah.
Was it? Okay. Getting back to College of the Canyons, what was it like returning as an administrator after having graduated there so many years ago?
It was a lot of fun. Some of the faculty that I took as a student were still there, so it was a real treat to work again with some of the faculty that I had once taken classes from. And I had maintained a contact with the college ever since I was a student. So it was nice, sort of a homecoming to come back. But also, the work that I did at UCLA was wonderful. And I really developed an appreciation for the power of education and social justice in making changes for people, the impact that it can have. But a lot of my work was at the 30,000 foot level where the impact wasn't as clear. And leaving UCLA and going to a community college, going to College of the Canyons was wonderful because we can have an immediate impact in almost unfettered, unencumbered way. And that's really rewarding and a treat.
What was your motivation to enter into academics?
Oh gosh, what a great question. I think early on in my graduate career, I had planned on pursuing instructional design. And so my early intent was to help design instructional programs. Along the way in graduate school, my focus shifted a little bit from instructional design to educational psychology with a focus on statistics and research methods. And I think that's what led me to the position at UCLA.
Now, isn't your AA degree from College of Canyons in mathematics, isn't it?
It is math and science.
Math and science, that's right.
Yeah.
I knew it was both, I thought so. Where do you see Valley College 5 years from now, 10 years from now?
I think that we have an ability to serve a lot more students than we currently are serving. I've looked at the participation rates from our primary feeder high schools, and I think that there's a lot of opportunity for growth. Right now we see between 7 and 10% of our local feeder high school students come to us. My major concern is that there's a lot of students from our local feeder high schools not continuing on with their education, and I want to make sure that they know every high school graduate from our local high schools know that they're welcome here at Valley. I also think that it's important for us to make college experiences accessible to high school students before they graduate from high school. I know in talking with many of the folks from LA Unified and Burbank Unified, they share that interest in having college experiences available to high school students before they graduate. So in 5 years, I expect to work with the college community in expanding the dual enrollment opportunities for high school students to continue their education, or to first get experience with Valley College, and then that should make it easier for them to continue their education with us once they graduate from college.
Now, Valley College also has a number of trade schools here. Is that something that the school will also be promoting?
Absolutely. The transfer mission of Valley College is absolutely an important one, but also preparing students to directly enter the workforce is another really important mission of Valley College. Valley College has done a terrific job with some short-term career and technical education programs, and we also have many wonderful longer-term career and technical education programs, and those always have to remain a central part of our mission.
I was very impressed. I took some photographs for the paper at the machinist school for their graduation, and they had employers there already waiting for them, and a few of them were already going to start their jobs that week. So I was thinking that would be a really neat program to promote, because not every student's going to want to go to college. They might want to get trained in something and go right to work.
Yeah.
So that would be something really interesting.
It's also a good example of another opportunity of working with our local high schools, where the high schools might have career education tracks, and we might be able to offer some capstone experiences to their pathway, showing students that are interested in directly going into a career that there is still many opportunities for them through Valley College to enter into really high-paying jobs like the one that you're referring to at the machinist. It's a wonderful example.
Oh, it was very impressive. Getting back to you, I read that you've also been a teacher, a professor. Where did you teach at?
My first experiences teaching were in graduate school at USC, and at the same time I taught a course at Cal State Dominguez Hills for Taiwanese educators in their master's degree program. And then from there I taught at Cal State Los Angeles, and a little bit through UCLA. Most recently, I was able to teach a couple of classes at College of the Canyons in research methods, which was a lot of fun.
How do an administrator and being a professor, how do you see the differences there? How do you like each one?
By far, I prefer teaching. It is a lot of fun and very rewarding. I like to think that my current role is an important one too, but teaching is just a lot of fun.
And what was? Do you teach math? That was your degree in that. Have you taught that?
Statistics. It was in a specialization in research methods and statistics. I have taught statistics at the graduate level, but at the lower division level, the class that I've taught is research methods.
I remember my statistics class. That was a nightmare. I am not inclined to math, so it was. When you said your major was, oh my goodness, that is impressive.
No, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I guess it is. But well, thank you for coming out and being with us and doing this interview for us. Hopefully we'll see you again soon, and I want to congratulate you and welcome you to Valley College.
Great, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, that's it. Thank you for watching the Valley Star News. If you liked our video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.